Right Reverend Sir, members of council, and honored guests. What is it to live a life before your time? What is it to be a prophet for justice? Since I received the call from you, Bishop, I have been taking notes. Any moment I can grab a quote in order to be prepared to present, to have the privilege of presenting this honor. So many of these are exact quotes like this one. I have been an activist all my life. Care for others. There are others who are needy. And what can we do about it? At a core level, the biblical words are the driving force for this person's life and prayer. Come, you that are blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you gave me clothing. I was sick, and you took care of me. I was in prison, and you visited me. I was in. This person says, this is where I need to be. This is what I want to be. But this person's whole life, in the face of injustice, the question is always raised, why do you think this way? In the light of any inclusion, it is simply a call to be faithful and fight for justice. It is one thing to challenge any of the isms that confront us today, but it is another reality to already have been naming things like racial injustice before the civil rights movement. And I'm talking about calling for accountability in the late 1940s. This person helped establish a foundation of right before it seemed cool to do so in this country. Now, before I make this person out to be an absolute saint, I have to tell you some of the truths. Be careful when this person says, "Did you know?" and then begins to talk to you about Mary Magdalene. It will not take very long in a relationship with this person before you hear that Mary Magdalene and Lazarus were thrown into a rudderless boat in the Mediterranean Sea to die, and that miraculously the boat washed ashore in the south of France in Marseille. And do it with a straight face and keep you in doubt for 5 years. And the story will have editorial comment with additional information that I believe is some confusion and mashup with the fairy tale Rapunzel. The story will not be complete until this person lets you know that Mary finished her life alone as a penitent ascetic in a cave in a desert. I don't know what deserts are in France, but in Provence. And then she will go on to tell you of Joseph of Arimathea, who went to England and enrolled Jesus in Hogwarts, and that it was there because of the Holy Grail that the Holy Script of Raiders of the Lost Ark was created. And then with a twinkle in her eye, this person would say, all stories tell some sort of truth. And let me tell you, I almost was arrested because of this person. Both of us happened to be visiting the Basilica of the Apostle John in Ephesus. And of course, I was behaving in a way that was completely respectful of all the rules associated with this holy site. The next thing I know is that our friend started a series of demands to have our picture taken on top of the holy altar and on top of the grave itself of St. John. No, I said, there are barricades. But the persistent prayer said, I don't care. And she asked my wife, Susan, to be ready to take the picture. And after a quick sprint through the chains, there is now a lovely picture of the two of us in the rams on top of the great altar. And fortunately, we were not taken to a Turkish prison. Now some facts. This person says it's been an active life with many changes that continue even now. Born in 1932 in East Tennessee, a Depression baby moving from Tennessee to Washington, D.C. for the age of 4. Raised in a Baptist church in Washington, D.C., an area where Baptist churches often opt to belong to both the American and Southern Baptist conventions. There was much open liberal theology in that church. This person says, I've learned to question and consider what the Bible told me carefully. This person has 3 sons, dear to her heart, Michael, Stephen, and David. Our recipient joined the Episcopal Church while teaching at an Episcopal boarding school in Minnesota. The questioning and learning continued, and the person loved it. Also grew to love the liturgy and participation in the worship. This occurred at the cathedral established by Bishop Whipple at the Church of All Merciful Savior. Always taught Sunday school and continued to do so in the Diocese of Minnesota, North Carolina, and Nebraska, which was something that continued in this person's learning and more questioning. The person became a mentor for education for ministry, and one night was asked if anyone, and asked the group if anyone had ever thought about becoming a deacon. And the voice heard coming from near, from where this person was sitting, said, I have. And this person looked around and realized it was herself saying the words. Incredibly influenced by Father Jim Barnett's book, The Diaconate of Free and Equal Order, was read like a novel. In this journey, there have been times when this person felt closer to God than at others, and that it was the learning that was taking this person in a direction, but there was something more than reading and studying. It was a service of the heart. It was under the spiritual direction of Margaret Gunther, while doing CPE and short work as a hospital chaplain and other interreligious experiences. This person comes and continues to explore new and different ways of praying and drawing closer to God. This person's electronic signature ends with a quote from Albert Einstein. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. This is core. This person is a deacon who has strived for justice for children and served for many terms on the Omaha Public Schools School Board. This person is a political advocate, an activist. This person will read the gospel from the pulpit because it is the right thing to do. With all her academic achievements, she is most often proud of her certificate of balance. That's an inside joke. A retired instructor of biology and an expert on evolution. A former archdeacon for the Diocese of Nebraska. A crazy and wise human being. I am honored to call this person my friend, my mentor, and spiritual guide. This person is a living saint, a person of great integrity, a person with the true heart of Jesus. This person is a deacon, ordained deacon in the first class of deacons in the Diocese of Nebraska, November 8th, 1985. Will the delegation of St. Martha's Papillion please escort the newest recipient of the Bishop's Cross, the Reverend Nancy Huston.
so pleased and so proud to serve in this diocese. So thank you.